This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. All right, we said we were going to do a 2-for-2 Wednesday when the full New York Giants schedule came out. And it was, of course, not supposed to be released at 8 o'clock tonight, but, sources all around leak the information. So we were able to, I guess, get the final schedule, which everyone else has been able to get if you just go onto the NewYorkPost.com. And here is the full slate of 17 weeks, or 18 weeks now, with the 17th game. So, of course, we have week 1 against the Broncos on September 20th. A lot of people are counting that as a gimme game or a win game, but you don't know. Yeah, they were 5-11 last year. Aaron Rodgers could potentially be going to Denver. So, you know what? You can't, and I've always said this before, there are no gimme games in the NFL. Teams could be 0-13 and put something together for 60 minutes, so you never know. And then, of course, we have a quick turnaround game. We got the Washington Redskins on the 16th at Washington. Interesting game. Interesting early season matchup over in Landover. We'll see if Ryan Fitzmagic is running the show or if something happens to him in week 1. Lord only knows. And then in week 3, September 26th, it is the Atlanta Falcons at home. Interesting game, especially with going up against Kyle Pitts. We'll see how we'll see how Matt Ryan does. We'll see if they were able to revamp that team. The Falcons were 4-12 last year. And then we have the October 3rd game against the Saints in week 4. Again, first time without Drew Brees. And that's not going to be the old, Manning Brees game where they threw for like 10,468 yards. It could be potentially Jones versus Winston or Hill. So it's an interesting game, though. You have Alvin Kamara, who Giant fans hope Tony is somewhat in the mold of. But then week 5, we're off the Dallas Cowboys on October 10th. That's when Dak went down last time in third quarter. It was a legal hit by Logan Ryan, so I don't want to hear it. But that's an interesting game as well. And then week 6 is the Rams on October 17th. The Giants kind of hung in against the Rams, and they ended up losing 17-19 last year. So I think it might be a different game with Matthew Stafford. We'll have to wait and see. Then week 7, it's going to be the Carolina Panthers, October 24th. I like this game because it's the Gettleman game. It's the Bradbury game. It's a Sam Darnold game. It's the Matt Rule who screwed over the Giants game. But then most people don't think he screwed over the Giants, of course, because we went with Joe Judge. And that, of course, will be at MetLife. Then week 8, we're at the Chiefs. Interesting, at the Chiefs. I'm going to mark that as a loss. Patrick Mahomes. I got to mark that as a loss down November 1st. And it's a Monday night game. Then week 9, it's the Raiders, November 7th. And again, that's home. Then on week 10, we have a bye. Week 11, we're at the Bucs. The Buck game, man, you either have the ending like we had with Daniel Jones' first start, or we had the ending like we did last year. It'll be interesting. That's November 22nd. Nice warm weather game in November. And then finally at week 12, it's the Eagles, November 28th at MetLife. We're gonna have that one. We're gonna have that game circled because the whole Devontae Adams crap, who the Giants are probably going to take at 11, and poor Devontae is still crushed. I think he's still crying. I'm an Eagle. Well, I wouldn't want to be an Eagle either. Then week 13, we're at the Dolphins. That's the December 5th game. Patrick Graham going back. Brian Flores, all that fun stuff. Going up against Jalen Waddle. You got Tua. That'll be a fun game. And then week 14 at the Chargers. That's December 12th. We're playing against the Duck. And, of course, Slater will be there. Everyone knows how much of an affinity I have for Mr. Slater. I got my little Tyrannosaurus Rex right there. And then week 15 versus the Cowboys, December 19th. And that's going to be at MetLife. Good game. I like that game. Hopefully that game is going to be kind of thing that we need towards the end of the season to push into the playoffs. Then the day after Christmas, week 16, at the Eagles. Dun, dun, dun. After Christmas. Can we get a Christmas present? I think we're going to sweep the Eagles this year. I do. I really do. I think the Eagles are going to be a dumpster fire. More than a dumpster fire Philly already is. Then week 17, we're at the Bears, January 2nd. I like those January games. A couple years back, it was the Giants and Washington at home in MetLife. It was New Year's Eve game. It's like -12, but we stayed the whole time. And then week 18 on January 9th is going to be Washington. We're going to be at home against Washington. This is another game that could potentially lead us to some type of playoff, or hopefully into the playoffs, or it could be leading us into a higher draft choice. Same with the Chicago game. We got to beat the Bears. You want to make that Fields pick, you want to make the Fields pick look good? Beat the Bears and beat Justin Fields. But, I mean, if we look at the game, it's an interesting perspective. I don't like getting into the records now because it's way too early. And I'm not talking just because it's like 4:30. I'm talking it's way too early in May. But if you are going to say, Tim, what do you think? All right, I'm going to say, let's see here. I'm going to give a win at the Broncos, loss at Washington, win at the Falcons, loss at the Saints, loss at the Cowboys, win against the Rams, win against the Panthers, loss at the Chiefs. I'm going to say win at the Raiders, loss at the Bucs, win at the Eagles, loss at the Dolphins, loss at the Chargers, win at the Cowboys, win at the Eagles. And I'm going to say, well, you know what? The last two games, I don't know. Because I got 8 wins right now. And the last 2 games of the season could, and I hope that's going to be the case. I have 8 wins going in after week 16. And again, this is way too early. I mean, this is like opening your Christmas presents in March of the following year. It's not going to happen. But you could potentially have 8 wins by week 16, after week 16. And then the Bears game and the Washington games could really wrap it up. And you hope Justin Fields is struggling in week 17, so that Bears pick looks like it could be a top 10 pick. And then you hope that Washington has not put it together, and you got to hope Fitzpatrick has not played well the entire season. And they went with Allen or whoever else they have there for the Washington Bear Dogs. I'm tired of calling them the Washington football team. I'm going to just give them a new name every week. This year, it's going to be the Washington Turnpikers. No, I don't like that one. We will call them the Washington Runamuckers. I don't know why. Just sounds good. But I can see us having 8 wins after week 16. We'll have to see what happens week 17. I think week 17 and 18 can be the backbreaker for the Giants season, or it could make their season. It's really just going to depend. We'll do more of a full breakdown in the next couple of days and have a little bit of an idea of what we, once we get a little bit closer, we'll give a more accurate prediction. I was right with most of my predictions last year. I only got the Ravens game wrong, and I can't remember the other game wrong. So I got 14 out of 16 last year. And the Ravens game was just stupidity. It was just stupidity. I got the Seattle game right. I was the only YouTuber who got the Seattle game right. But it's just stupidity, the Ravens game. I just had a feeling, and boy, that feeling was totally wrong. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. As always, if you can please subscribe. If you're in that play, thinking that means that'd be awesome.